What is happening? I'm N64 Josh, and today we got a little bit of Nintendo news. You know, just a little bit. We was kind of light on the news, I would say. All right. I think that was a dad joke. Oh, people are making me say dad jokes. What is happening? What is happening? You're all bad influences. Every single one of you that has been telling dad jokes in my chat. You're all bad influences. Oh my gosh. So we're a little light on the news, right? A little light. My word. Let's look at this thing here. I'm doing this live, twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you want to come check out a live stream, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, most of the time. Today I'm running late because, you know. So, Delmonic says it's good to switch it up, though, right? And Mr. Addy says, I'm disappointed in you, son. There we go. I can't anymore. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I've let everyone down. I'm sorry. But, Nintendo Switch Lite, there it is. We're looking at n64josh.com. I threw this article up this morning as soon as I got the press release. Nintendo Switch Lite. We've got turquoise. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. It's not going to be the most high-res picture, but there it is. You guys can see it a little better now. We got turquoise, gray, yellow. Some of the questions I've been seeing, is it still going to play the same Switch games? Yes and no. Okay? Yes and no. There's a few things worth noting here. Obviously, the Joy-Cons don't come off of this thing, okay? The Joy-Cons are staying on. This is a strictly portable machine. It is only a portable device, okay? You're not hooking it up to your TV. It's not going in a dock. It's a smaller screen than the original Switch, okay? It's smaller. From my understanding, there's no accelerometer and there's no HD rumble. That's a few of the things I've been seeing. I'm not sure how much stuff is officially confirmed, but from my understanding, that's happening, and there's no IR camera. Okay, so that means certain games are not going to be playable. That means with this machine, with the Nintendo Switch Lite, a game like 1-2 Switch is going to have one game that you can play where you have to like rock the baby to sleep, and that's it. Okay. And again, these are tweets that I've been seeing about the motion controls, because Crawler's saying motion should still be a thing. If it's not, you can't even rock the baby to sleep. So this, again, just some tweets. So I don't know for sure, but there are going to be some games that, like within the eShop, they're going to have warnings that say this is not going to work on the Switch Lite. There are certain games that are not going to work with the Switch Lite. So you'll know ahead of time. Now, you can still pair Joy-Cons, right? That's what Mr. Addy is saying. So sure, you still can pair your Joy-Cons to it, and then it doesn't come with a kickstand, but you can still use the thing in tabletop mode. But yeah, by itself, like if you bought the Switch Lite and then you bought 1-2 Switch, you'd have to buy Joy-Cons again in order to play those games. 1-2 Switch, Mario Party, that kind of stuff. There's going to be certain games that require detachable Joy-Cons. Just the way it is. Okay. Now I've been seeing some people say like, why is it still called the Switch? Or why, if it's not really a Switch, it's just a portable. Look, Nintendo is going to move forward with the latest hardware, right? This comes in at a $199 price point. That means it is taking the place of the new 3DS XL. That is also a $199 price point. They have had the strongest handheld market since the Game Boy, right? Like nothing's really come close to what their handheld market has been. They know their audience, therefore they know that this is going to sell. I've seen some people say that $199 seems a little bit steep. I can pretty much guarantee you that the Switch Lite is going to have a higher. I will be surprised. I would be surprised, and I assume this news will come out at some point, maybe. But I would be willing to bet that the Switch Lite being sold at $199 is going to have a greater profit margin for Nintendo than the original Switch does right now. And what that tells me, my gut feeling, is that we are primed for a $20 to $50 price drop come next E3 or sometime in 2020, right? Where they could drop both of them down $20 to $50. I don't know for sure if that, I mean, this is just me speculating, but that's kind of what I see happening here. That's my guess. Okay. The other thing, of course, is Japan. Their handheld gaming, like games like Monster Hunter and things like that, were huge over there. From my understanding, you'd see people with like 3DS in their hand quite often, whether it be on a bus or subway or things like that. They love their handheld gaming over there. So this makes total sense to me. I totally see why Nintendo is doing this. The fact that you can play the majority of the Switch library on this thing, portable all the time. I mean, look, the writing was on the wall the first time we saw what the statistics were for what people play handheld and what people play docked, and it was 50-50. They're like, well, look, they're split down the middle. Now, this thing looks to be a little thicker, right? A little bit anyway. You can kind of see where the sticks are at here. It looks like there's the plastic is kind of sticking up above a little bit. I'm looking at the regular Joy-Cons, and so the stick might actually be a little more flush, which that would allow for, to go in your pocket a little bit easier, things like that. Chat said it's the same width, so maybe I'm incorrect, but just looking at the drawing here, that's kind of the impression I'm getting. So let's talk about like just my thoughts on it overall. Like I still wish that the right stick was up higher and that the buttons were lower, so we weren't reaching over that stick if you're playing something like Splatoon or Fortnite, something like that, right? So Brooklyn Understand, I believe the official specs have them at the same thickness. Okay. And so that may be the case. Maybe it's still going to be a little tough to fit this thing in your pocket. I do know it is a little smaller overall. Like the screen size is a little smaller. Pretty much everything is the same as far as the chipset, things like that, which is why I assume the profit margins are going to be pretty good on this thing right off the bat. That's why I'm assuming that. Looks like based on the picture, the D-pad, I mean, it looks a little smaller than it looks kind of like the 3DS D-pad, maybe just a hair bigger to me. And even looking at look at the picture here with the white buttons, it totally reminds me of the Wii Remote D-pad, right? And so it might be coming in around that size. I'm glad they went with this option. They didn't leave the 4 buttons there. This is good. Okay. A few things that I've been getting questions from people. People are asking me like, well, what does this mean for my digital library? Okay. Well, your digital library, you can set up 2 Switches with your account, right? So if you guys are familiar with like with the Xbox, For instance, my TV in my Xbox in my living room, that is set to my home Xbox, right? And that means anybody that signs into that Xbox can access Xbox Live, access the games that are there, that kind of stuff. Okay, now the same is true with the Switch. I could have a Switch downstairs that is my main account on that Switch, and everybody that has an account on that Switch can play the games that I have downloaded. If I want to play the games on my Switch in my office, let's say, I have to then have that account on here, but it can't be set to the home Switch. It can't be set to home, or I don't remember what they call it exactly. The one thing you cannot do is you can't both play the same digital game at the same time that is owned by one account. So if you're thinking, cool, I have Mario Kart and my kids are going to play on the TV downstairs, and I want to be able just to use the mini or the Lite, the Switch Lite, so that I can, we don't have to have smaller screens on the TV. You're not going to be doing that with one digital copy. You're just not. You're going to have to either have a physical, or one of the accounts is going to have to have repurchased that game again. So something to keep in mind there, because I've been getting different questions like that. So you cannot play the same game, the digital game. You know, if it's on your system, you can't play it at the same time. So just keep that in mind. You're still, if I know that's probably going to be frustrating for some people, because they're like, I don't want to, like, I'm excited to have the second system. I've already bought all these games. They're still playable. You just can't play them at the same time. That's it. Now, a game, again, I'm sure Fortnite is free, right? That's going to work just fine. You got Paladins, you've got plenty of other games that you know, because they're free to play games, they're still going to work. You just may have to make sure you download them with the specific account that you're wanting to play with. I don't know the logistics there on that one. So, a few other things to look at on the Switch Lite. I like the overall look of it. I think it's fine. You know, it is what it is. I'm all about this system. I think it's great. Get more Switches in the wild. You know, see Nintendo make more money. See Nintendo put out more games. I'm all about it. My hope is that you know, as Nintendo has greater profits, then maybe they take a few more risks with some of their games. Maybe we see some old series brought back. You know, Pikmin, Wave Race, things like that. Let's get Star Fox where it needs to be. Am I right? You know, so it's coming out September 20th, $199, strictly portable device. Still takes the Switch cart. You can see right here, the game slots right there. Headphone jacks up on top. Okay, your volume and power button are in the same area. The other thing that got announced today is the Pokemon Sword and Shield Switch Lite that is coming out November 8th. Same price, $199. I don't believe this is bundled with the game, though. It's just the price of the system. I'm assuming they're going to have some kind of bundle, but I don't think this is, from what I read anyway, it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. Like, it's just going to be the system. Now, I like the look of this system. I like the gray color, kind of Super Nintendo-esque a little bit. The color choices of the buttons are not my favorite, but hey, they go with Sword and Shield, so it's cool. Of course, on the back here, you can see that there's, you know, it's kind of got the two what is it, Zacian and Zamentia. I don't even know if I said it right. Paul, you know me. You guys know me and Pokemon. It would just be like Shield face and Sword mouth is what I would end up calling them, right? You guys know. So, chat's like, yeah, you guys can go ahead and just leave your comments if you're If I just triggered you beyond all belief, you're welcome. All right, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So, I like the look. I'm down. I'm down. I'm curious how they feel in the hand, right? I wanna see. They're like, just call them legendaries. Just Pikachu's yellow Furby, right? The danger doggos. Yeah, I don't know. There. Chat's losing it. Chat is losing it with me right now. But hey, that's what I do. I name Pokemon. Right? I mean, Shield Face seems like a pretty good name for that one. That's what I would have gone with. But that's gonna be coming out November 8th with the launch of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So there you go. Now the question is, if there's greater profit margins with the Switch Lite, will we see any more special edition regular Switches? I don't know. Because if there's greater profit margin, I could see the Switch Lite slowly taking over as the main system that gets the special editions. Pokemon, mainly a handheld game. That's what it's been for the longest time, forever, right? Other than like some offshoot games. Look what's happening here, right? So, Animal Crossing has kind of been the handheld's been the focus. Kind of. I mean, we had it on the Wii, but nothing on the Wii U and the GameCube, of course. But it really thrived on the DS and the 3DS. So, I don't know. We're gonna see a Luigi's Mansion Switch Lite, glows in the dark. Maybe some bright green buttons. I don't know. So, a lot of questions. I'm really curious to see what the future holds. Like, I'm when this thing launches, what's it going to do to the number? Like, put the Switch Lite and the regular Switch together for a year. Which one are we going to see sell more? I don't know. These look to be maybe a little more kid friendly. They're not going to grenade if they hit the ground like your Switch does now. If you drop your Switch, your Joy-Cons just kind of go flying. So, maybe this will be a little tougher. Hopefully, a little more kid friendly, and that's really going to open the door for multi-Switch households, which is what Nintendo wants. One other thing worth noting is that it was 4 years ago today that Iwata passed away, and he would have been extremely proud of the Switch and the Switch Lite and all that's going on, which also seems to be intentional on Nintendo's part, which I think it's pretty cool. Because I think in a way it's a way to honor him, And he was a stand-up guy. He was a good guy. I mean, took a pay cut when things went south with the Wii U in order to keep people's jobs, right? So that he was a good dude. He's a good dude, and he's missed greatly. So just one last thing worth noting there. So there it is, the Switch Lite. Hopefully it just sells gangbusters, and we just continue to see Nintendo thriving. It's a good thing. I'm all about it as a fan of Nintendo. So I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What do you think of this thing? What do you think? I'm looking at chat. Some people are like, it's ugly. They don't like it. Yeah, everybody's welcome to their opinion. I want to hear. Even if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. It's fine. I want to know what you think. All right. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying these videos. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.